What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Blazers Uprise live here on a Monday. We got picks against the spread for you guys. We'll touch upon the Olshey thing once again. Me and Eric have both talked about it, but not with each other on air. Eric, of course, did the solo stream the night that news broke, and then I hosted a Twitter space later that night because my computer was basically wiped memory-wise and wasn't working, so I had to recreate all these graphics for picks against the spread. I have done that. We are good to go in terms of my computer and being able to do the things that we normally do. So it could have been a lot worse. Once again, shout out to Isaiah Fentress for helping me fix my computer. But this will be the first time me and Eric could actually have a discussion with each other about some of this Neil Olshey stuff. So that'll be coming up after picks against the spread. We'll also talk about this upcoming game against the Los Angeles Clippers. The Blazers have round 3 against the Clippers tomorrow, still searching for their first road win, and it's their third game in 11 games against the Clippers, so a lot of matchups against them. Hopefully the Blazers can get round 3 tomorrow. Hope everybody in chat is having a good day. I hope you're having a good day. Eric, are you having a good day?
Yeah, my day's been pretty good. I got some work done this morning and just took the dog for a walk, and she got all muddy and had to give her an emergency bath right before we went on stream, but I think we're all good now.
Yeah, nice. I took my car down to Les Schwab. They just fixed the rim. So
Yes.
if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know I had a pretty rough weekend and hit a pothole at about 50 miles an hour and completely mangled the rim to my tire. So I just got that fixed. So I got to go pick up the car right after the stream. So I'm just trying to recover from what was a very rough weekend. In terms of the Blazers playing basketball, they had a good weekend. They go 2-0 at home, almost choke a big lead to the Indiana Pacers, and then they didn't come close to choking a big lead against the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's fun to watch this team play in Portland. Hopefully things change because they haven't been fun to watch on the road, and they have 4 road games coming up. But before we get to that, let's jump into picks against the spread. Here are the updated standings. It is not looking good for ya boy down there in 8th, but I did gain ground on number 1, who's Jackson. Jackson's sitting at 25-20. Eric is at 23-22. They're the only 2 people above 500 right now.
All I care about. Stay above 500.
The other 6 are below 500. We got a 3-way tie there, so it's pretty close at the top. And honestly, it's still very, very early. I'm only 7 games back. I'm chilling. I just need to have a good performance today. And honestly, if I could just pick double downs correctly, I would be in phenomenal shape. If I was 3-2 in double downs, Eric, I'd be sitting there at 24-21.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot pick a double down right. So, chat, tell me which team you want to have a bad performance today, and I'll pick them in my double down for you guys. That's basically how things are going to go.
Well, I mean, Reese and Chris are the only 2 above 500 on double down, so hasn't been good for any of us.
Yeah, what's that combined record? I should do this before every stream and have the combined record of double downs for you guys. It is 15-25. We are collectively 15-25 on double downs, which is absolutely horrible.
That's supposed to be the one we have the most confidence in case anyone's like struggling with that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it sucks.
Hopefully that changes. Yeah, it's people doubling down on the Blazers, all right? I don't think anybody's going to double down on the Blazers again, at least when they're playing on the road. Let's jump into the first game today, Eric. We got Philadelphia hosting the New York Knicks, a battle of Northeastern teams. What are the injuries in this game?
Well, Nerlens Noel is looking like he's going to make his debut for the season tonight. So he is playing, but Mitchell Robinson is out. So 1 center in, 1 out for them. And in case you missed the news today, Joel Embiid is had a breakthrough COVID case and is now possibly out 10 days. We played them in 12 days, so it'll be interesting if we get to play the 76ers again without Embiid. But he joins Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle, Isaiah Joe, and Tobias Harris, I believe, is still out, although I haven't seen a for sure update on him.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am going to just roll with the Knicks in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Knicks as well because of Embiid being out.
I'm going to make sure and update any spreads that might have changed.
All right.
So, if you guys hear, a noise or something, that's me resaving the graphic. So next game, the spread changed from one team being a 1.5 point favorite to the other team being a 1 point favorite. So, I'm going to. There's the sound. That's the sound I'm talking about. I'm going to make sure to update these spreads as we go along just to keep things up to date and fresh with the injury situations. So Reese, Chris, Jackson going New York. Might have a clean sweep here. But Philadelphia's played well without players this year.
That's just a lot of
people. Waiting on Zach, waiting on Trevin. Did Krish win his Double Down Island last week?
Yeah, he did.
The second weekend,
That was the only game he won. He was 2-4.
The second Double Down Island, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Krish. We're waiting on Zach. We're waiting on Trevin. I see Trevin in here. Is Zach in here?
Oh, Zach is going with. Sorry, he's going with the Knicks as well.
Right. I'm glad that he did. All right. And Trevin is lagging. There we go. Knicks, and I'm going to end this poll in 5 seconds, chat. It looks like it's going to be the New York Knicks. Make sure to get your votes in. There's a poll in chat for you all to vote in against the spread, and it looks like chat is going with the New York Knicks. So we got a clean sweep in game number 1. Let's move on to game number 2. You got Brooklyn heading into Chicago. Brooklyn's a 1 point favorite. The spread with Chicago is a 1.5 point favorite, but it changed recently, so this is updated. So what's the injury situation, Eric? Because I assume maybe something is developing there.
Well, nothing new for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving is obviously out, and Nicholas Claxton is sidelined as well. For the Bulls, I'm still only seeing Kobe White and Patrick Williams listed on there. Yeah, so must have just gotten a lot of money on one.
Yeah, that's likely the case.
I'm going with the Nets.
Eric's going Nets. This is a tough one, man. What's up, embarking box? I'm going to wait to make my pick on this one. I don't know what I want to go with. Chicago, there's always teams that are like minefields for me. No matter what, I pick their games wrong. One of them has been Chicago this year. Oh, I gotta put the... I'm lagging. I gotta put the poll in chat. Poll is in chat. Krish is going with Chi-Town. Reese is going with the Bulls because Vucevic always cooks the Nets, even though Vucevic isn't cooking anything except for himself this season. Jackson is going Bulls.
Zach is going Nets.
Zach's going Nets. Oh, this is such a tough one, Eric. This is such a tough one, man. Alright, I'm going, I don't agree with the dime. That means I should go opposite of the dime, which is that. All right, I'm going Nets.
Wait, if you don't agree with the dime, shouldn't you
I was like,
stick
I'm
with
gonna
the
listen
dime?
to the dime, and then when it came up Bulls, I was like, wait, I don't want to go Bulls. So it helped me make my decision.
But your
Because
decisions are crap. Shouldn't you want to go against your decision?
Eric, I'm deciding the same team as
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
I don't want to
insulted
lose this now. Maybe I want to change.
All right, you're gonna pull a
I'm
Zach.
not. I'm just kidding.
Message retracted. Trevin. Waiting on Trevin. You gotta follow the dime. I mean,
Trevin picked the
with
Nets.
All right, Trevin's going Nets. And we're gonna end this poll. Wow, this poll is insane. Okay, gonna end this poll in 5 seconds. This could be the double down. It's definitely going to be for the Chicago Bulls.
Wow.
End
Chat
poll.
loves the Bulls. They're like Reese.
Madden Mobile said, "Go Nets, Tori, if you want to win." And then he said, "Bulls." And then he said, "No." So everybody on the right's going Bulls. Everybody on the left is going with the Brooklyn Nets. Alrighty. Game number 3, you got Memphis, Minnesota. Let me update the spread. It's actually Memphis as a 4.5-point favorite in this one. Eric, what are the injuries?
So Naz Reid is questionable for the Timberwolves, Grizzlies. Still not sure about Dylan Brooks, and Zaire Williams is also questionable. Out is Killian Tilly.
Who is out for the Timberwolves?
Naz Reid.
Oh.
Questionable.
Oh. That's upsetting.
I don't know. He could play, I guess.
That's my guy. All right, so you have Zach's vote. I already know Reese's. What's Zach's vote?
Zach's vote is the T-Wolves.
All right. Reese, still vote, even though I know exactly what you're going to say. So, by the way, if you're new to this segment, it's based on the spread, not necessarily who's going to win the game. I know I say this all the time, so the regulars are probably sick of this, but Memphis has to win by 5 points or more for the Grizzlies to be the correct pick. If they win by 5 points or less, or the Timberwolves win, then you should be voting Timberwolves. That's how spreads work. I say that because chat always trends towards picking the favorites. So I don't know if that's some people thinking, oh, Grizzlies are going to win this game. So they pick the Grizzlies. Trevin's going with the Grizz. Krish is going with Mini. I'm struggling on this one, too.
Yeah. Minnesota has not played well since their 3-0 start.
Reese says Timberwolves. Surprise, surprise. He said he expects them to guard Ja Morant well. Jackson is going with the Grizz.
I'm going to go Timberwolves. I'm just going to take the points since I can't decide.
Alrighty. I'm going to end chat poll in 5 seconds. It looks like chat's going to end up going with the Memphis Grizzlies. So we do have a clean split here. 4-4. Me, Trevin, Jackson, and chat going with the Grizzlies. Krish, Reese, Zach, Eric going with the Timberwolves. Game number 4, you got New Orleans taking on Dallas. This spread is Dallas being favored by 8.5 points. What are the injuries?
Maxi Kleber is out for the Mavericks. For the Pelicans, Zion's out. Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones, questionable last I saw.
This is tough because Dallas doesn't really blow people out. They haven't blown people out this year.
The Pelicans are so bad.
I know, but Dallas's wins have come by 3 points, 1 point, 6 points, 5 points, 10 points, and 8 points. So if anybody wanted that information.
Zach went with Dallas.
All right. Trevin's going Mavs. Jackson and Reese are going Pelicans. I'm going to go Mavs.
Yeah, we just got through saying how they never won.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They haven't played a team as bad as the Pelicans, though. So.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Mavs.
And Herb Jones being out is
well, he's questionable.
Maker.
No.
Or like being questionable is a difference maker because he's the guy they would want to put on Luka. If he plays, I would maybe take Pelicans, but since he's questionable, I'm not. All right, waiting on Krish. Chat picking the favorite once again. They did not learn their lesson. I think underdogs have won a lot more games than favorites in picks this year. That's why chat's struggling so much. I'm just struggling because I'm all over the map.
Chris took the Pelicans.
Alrighty. I could have had another evenly split vote chat. And they like the Mavs. Alrighty. I'm going to end this poll in 10 seconds. Get your votes in. Let me make sure the spread for the next game is updated. Alright. 3, 2, 1, and poll chat is going with the Dallas Mavericks. There we go. Game number 5. You got Denver taking on Miami in the Mile High City. South Beach to Mile High. So beautiful warm weather to bitter cold weather for the Miami Heat. I don't know why I'm talking about weather. They're a 1.5 point favorite on the road.
And for the Heat, they're without Oladipo and a couple of guys that don't matter. Nuggets are without Michael Porter Jr. in this one, Jamal Murray, and of course Vlatko Cancar.
Michael Porter Jr. actually had an injury on that play.
Oh, well, that's what they're claiming.
Out. Embarrassment. That should be the injury report.
I am going with the Heat.
Reese is going Nuggets. I am going Heat. Krish is going Nuggets. Jackson's going Heat. What are you laughing at?
Trevin. He said once I said no Michael Porter Jr., he might have to change his pick to Denver. Because that helps.
I like it. Who are you going with, Eric?
I'll go with the Heat.
Alright. And then Zach is going with who?
Zach is also going with the Heat.
Alright, chat, we got 29 votes. Make sure to get your votes in. I'll end this poll in 10 seconds or so. If you don't want this to be the double down, then vote Nuggets right now. If you want this to be the double down, then vote Heat. Because it's already basically clinched for the Heat for you all. Y'all. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End poll. We have Why is Reese already saying Hawks?
Uh,
It's sent too early. He got 82% of the vote, Eric. All right, next game does include the Hawks, and it includes Golden State. And Golden State is now 3-point favorites, so I will update it. What are the injuries?
So Kongwu is still out for the Hawks. For the Warriors, they are without Klay Thompson and James Wiseman, of course. And they are also without Otto Porter Jr. in this one. And I think he's going to play, but Draymond was on the injury report. But it looks like he should go. Zach is voting for the Hawks.
And there's their other half points because, like, if the spread was Golden State being favored by 3.5, then if Golden State wins by 4, then Golden State's the right pick. If they only win by 3, then the Hawks are the right pick. If the spread is 3 and Golden State wins by 3, then it's just a tie, basically. So it doesn't get counted as a win or a loss. Because it's a push. So. Alright, so Chris says Kings. Oops, it sent too early. You guys gotta stop. Alright, so Reese is going Hawks. We've known that. What's Zach going with?
He's now in here.
Oh, what's up? He says Timberwolves.
That was 3 games ago, Zach.
All right.
Want to get back to live or what?
Mods are tripping.
Trevin took the Warriors. I'm taking Hawks.
You're going Hawks.
Screw the Hawks, but
I'm surprised slightly.
Warriors haven't played very many good teams.
What's up, Valley Pod? Chris is going Warriors. Hey, Valley Pod shows up right when we're about to pick on their game. I want your honest pick, Valley Pod, on the next game. Zach says he was watching the wrong part of the stream. Jackson's going Hawks. I'm gonna go Warriors. Zach is going Hawks. In chat, we're going to enter a poll in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. Alrighty, we got Warriors, not a double down, so a clean split on this one. Me, Trevin, Christian, chat going with Golden State. Alright. Sacramento versus Phoenix. This game being played in Sacramento. Phoenix has barely played games. They're on game number 9. Some teams are on game number 12 today, so I don't know what's up with their schedule, but they come into Sacramento at 5-3. Eric, what are the injuries?
DeAndre Ayton and Dario Saric are out for the Suns. For the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton is questionable.
Poll is in chat. Valley Pod. What's your give us your honest pick, your non-biased pick. Phoenix as a 3-point favorite without DeAndre Ayton.
I'm going Phoenix in this one. Frank Kaminsky's gonna.
Of course, the last Frank Kaminsky's gonna pop off. Of course, the last time these teams played, Harrison Barnes hit a buzzer-beating 3. ValleyPod says they could see it being within 3, so it sounds like even ValleyPod would take the Kings. I am going to take the Kings.
Zach is switching his pick he gave me to go to the Kings.
He probably didn't know Aiden was out.
He should. He's been out for several games.
I thought he came back for a game.
I think he's missed the last 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, we forgot. All right. Trevor's
Trevin waited till after Tori picked this one because he said, after every time you and Chat have gone with him.
Sounds like I'm catching up to Trevin today. Jackson's going Kings.
No, most of your picks have been the same.
Oh.
I think every pick has been the same for you too.
All right, Trevin, we're going to the moon together, man. Reese. Come on, Reese. Suns. All right, I'm ending chat poll in 5 seconds. You guys have had your opportunities. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations! Chat picked a non-favorite. They picked the underdog. For the first time today, they're going with the underdog. That is the Sacramento Kings. So we got Trevin, Reese, Eric going Suns, everybody else going Kings. 8th and final game today, you got the Charlotte Hornets at 5-6, taking on the Los Angeles Lakers at 5-5. The Lakers are now a 2-point favorite. I will update that. Eric, what are the injuries?
You said 2-point favorite?
Correct.
PJ Washington out for the Hornets. For the Lakers, they're without LeBron, Ariza, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Kendrick Nunn. AD is probable for this one after leaving the game with a illness after a few minutes on Saturday.
Alrighty.
Tori already made his pick.
All right. We got people in chat saying Charlotte easy, so we'll see how chat poll looks. You got the Lakers
easy money from
2.
chat.
Easy money.
So Valley Pod he said that he thinks the Suns win, but it might be within 3. And then he's mad at people for voting the Kings.
You guys are a 3-point favorite, so if you guys win by 2, then Kings is the right vote.
Yeah, I know that's
how spreads work. Y'all dead to me. Acting like I don't. I literally picked against my own team on opening night, and it was correct, so.
I might be on an island here, but I'm going to go Lakers.
Wow, Eric's trying to fall below 500. Jackson's also trying to fall below 500. You guys are trying to join us down here. I appreciate it. Zach is going Hornets.
Or increase our lead.
Trevin's going Hornets. That's what you think you're doing.
Trevin, one game different than Tori.
Hey, I mean, I'm the one who programmed him, so we think alike. Reese is going with... I love how he, voted prematurely one game, and then he takes forever another game.
Yep. Eric Brandt, #1 Lakers fanboy. That's me.
Come on, Reese and Chris. Stop holding this up. Let's go. Who's their double down right now, and what was the percent on that one?
I don't want it to influence it, so...
Okay, then
the percentage was 82%.
Okay. Reese goes Hornets. Chris, make your pick. Was he waiting for Reese?
You could copy him.
No, I think he wants to go opposite.
The
purple and gold looks bad on you, Eric.
I agree. Although it's not on me, it's technically closer to being on. Oh, I guess Jackson's is on me a little bit.
Chris, dude, you've been doing so good, and you're gonna... The top 2 are tripping today. I'm just gonna say that right now, all right? I don't know what their picks are today. So, attaching your wagon to theirs, I don't know about that, Chris. You've been good when you've been bold, though. All right, I'm gonna end chat poll on the next vote. So one more person needs to vote. There we go. So Hornets at 81%, Eric.
Wow.
Even if it says something different in chat, and they're at 81%. That's what it showed when I hit end poll. 80%. Yep. So it barely missed out on being their double down, but chat is going with the Hornets. So Eric, Jackson, and Krish. Didn't last game it was you two? No, it was Reese and Trevin. Okay. Chat is going with the Hornets. I thought you guys teamed up again. Alrighty. Now it's time for double downs. Let me clear all these. I am doubling down on the Heat, so I'm doubling down on them again, despite it not working out last time.
Hey, chat's with you.
Chat double down on
and
the Heat.
I am avoiding this game.
Cool.
I'm going to take the Nets.
I need to take out these player images. The double down slide is like, you remember when we were doing the awards picks?
Yeah.
It's just the leftover from that.
Tyler Hero's on the Rockets now, and that's not even my pick, but there.
Right, what player do I have? I got Tyrese Halliburton on the Heat. All right. Zach is doubling down on the Hornets.
He changed his double down.
Man, don't get chill on that, man.
No, I'm just saying.
He's allowed to change. He didn't.
He is allowed to
He's
change
allowed to. Yeah,
No,
because that
for
was
sure.
just beforehand. So
I'm just saying it's interesting that he's changed. Chris
Sounds
is
like a
doubling
dope
down on the Timberwolves. That's interesting.
All right, you got Anthony Simons on the Hornets. Zach, Krish. Krish has Terrence Mann on the Timberwolves. These were our 6th Man of the Year picks, by the way.
Reese went Knicks.
All right, Reese went Knicks.
I'm not seeing Trevin or...
Reese has Derrick Rose on the Knicks? Oh, wait.
It was meant to be.
Yep. Probably planned it. Trevin and Jackson, make your picks, please. I don't have Norm's picture, Krish. My whole memory got wiped. So everything I have to start from scratch.
Trevin and Jackson, let's go. We need to get into other stuff.
You guys take way too long with this month. Trevin went Warriors.
Jackson went Knicks. He said, sorry, thought I hit send.
Oh, good. So, alright. Trevin went Warriors.
I like that
and...
Trevin's picking something that no one else is.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of variety on double downs.
Knicks have 2, Heat have 2 tonight, and then the other 6 are all different games, so that's cool.
Yeah, good luck to everybody. I feel like you're going to have a wide variation in terms of standings. I'll just run back through the games so you guys can see the picks. Might start doing this at the end. Everybody Knicks. Clean split on Bulls Nets. Clean split on Grizz Timberwolves. Reese Jackson, Krish with the Pelicans. Everybody else Mavs. Krish and Reese kind of on their own with the Nuggets. Clean split here. Yeah, you got a lot of variety. Trevin, Reese, Eric, Suns. Eric, Jackson, Krish, Lakers. All right, yeah, lots of variety on this one. So here's one last look at the standings. I think this is going to be a lot more compact after tonight. Anyway, what do you want to talk about first? Olshey or Clippers, Blazers?
Let's talk about Olshey.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning. So I don't have like an introductory question or anything. I will say this. I don't know what to say other than just sounds like Olshey's kind of an asshole, which everybody knew. Like, it sounds like he's more of one than I thought, but dude kind of comes across as one, and behind closed doors is very much one. Plain and simple. I don't think he survives this. Interim GM for the rest of the year, most likely. If I had to guess, it would be, I don't know. They got 2 assistant GMs listed on their website. That's Bill Branch and then some guy that looks like he's an actor. So I don't know if we want to go the actor route again. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on this situation, Eric? Or maybe some of the stuff that's come out since you talked about it on the Indiana Pacers post game, and maybe what are some of your, I don't know, opinions that might have changed on this? Like, what are your thoughts?
Uh, I believe Olshey has to be gone no matter what happens. Uh, Even if the investigation turns out that he's just an a-hole, like you said, and didn't really do anything worthy of being fired, I still think with everything that's happened, his perception, I don't see how he can really be respected. There's a couple of comments, one from Nurkic saying he doesn't really have a relationship with him personally, and another was from CJ about how no matter what your position is in life, always treat someone with kindness or something like that. Like I paraphrased it, but so it doesn't sound like many players have his back either right now. So yeah, if he's treating people poorly, there's no reason for that. That's not how you create a culture that he's preached wanting to build here. It should be more of like a family, and everyone should love coming to work for a professional franchise. There's no reason to dread going to your job if you get to work for like the Portland Trailblazers or something like that. That should be something that you absolutely enjoy doing. And so I don't know if anything's going to come out that's worthy necessarily of him losing his job strictly from the investigation. But when you combine it with all the other stuff that's happened, and it was questionable whether he was going to be brought back this year anyway, I just don't see how you could move forward with him having the job. And it's kind of weird because him being at the game on Friday when Jody would have known or had to have known that the investigation had already started just still does not make sense to me. And the only thing I can think of is that either they were trying to keep it under the rug and it came out, but it's still a bad look. I still don't understand why he would be there. And the only other thing I can think of is they did the investigation to clear his name. So I can definitely see a situation where Jody doesn't fire him right away, and it's just going to get ugly in that instance. And I don't think that's something that PR-wise they want to deal with right now with everything else that's happened this summer.
Yeah, I mean, this just is not a hot topic in terms of debate.
Right.
I mean, like, some people will say, oh yeah, I really hate Olshey, and some others will say, yeah, I kind of hate him, and some others will say, yeah, I just dislike him as a personality.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the personality of Neil Olshey. No,
Nope.
he's not Terry Stotts in terms of personality wise, and you know what I mean. Like,
right.
I don't really focus on that until it becomes a problem within the organization. So like, I didn't like Stotts as a coach because he was a good guy or a nice guy. I care about what he does as a coach. With Neil Olshey, I've always only cared about what he does as a GM in terms of his roster moves, in terms of putting together a good basketball team. So overall, like, there was some prickly moments in interviews that I did not care about, and other people would freak out at it, like, oh, listen to his tone here, and it's just like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, if it's something where he's a little bit prickly with the media, I don't care about it. Like, whatever. If it's a situation, though, where he's doing some of the things that are being reported within the organization, and he's creating a culture within the front office of intimidation, and he's just straight outright bullying people, you'll lose respect of. Once that comes out, you lose respect of the players, you lose respect probably of other GMs. Like, this is, even if this clears Olshey or whatever Jody thought, which it won't. But even if Jody's just like, oh, it's not enough to fire him, we're going to keep him, it's going to make Neil Olshey less successful if that's the case, because I don't think other GMs are going to want to work with him as much in regards to certain trades, in regards to certain moves. I'm not sure if it'll affect free agent decisions in the future, but I mean, if you got a guy pitching you on the team who's just been basically outed as a dude who's just an absolute crummy person, then I don't know. I feel like there's a chance that players won't take what he says seriously now that this is known about. So it's just a situation where his ability to be a GM is compromised a bit by this. Mm-hmm. So that's where I go back to, like, I don't really care about like how he treats media members or how he treats bad. I do care that he's kind of reportedly bullying people within his front office and some of the stupid stuff he's supposedly done as the GM, just kind of behind closed doors. Like, just don't be a crummy person. But what I care most about is him being able to do his job, and that's going to be compromised because of this. So I'm sitting here now like, I hope that he gets fired because of that.
Yeah, and I'm so sick of the whole media thing. So, like, I almost want him to get fired just because, like, it would be unbearable to have to listen to everyone complain about how he's still the GM, and rightfully so in a lot of those cases. But, like, I'm just ready to move on. And for the record, GM, you can criticize like a roster and stuff like that, but it's not like a game-to-game thing where you can make changes easily and change your scheme or run a different offense or something like that. It's a lot harder to break down stuff, especially during the season. So, it's just that's why there's not as much discussion as there was about a coach or a player. It's like it's hard to just. I mean, what are you gonna say? Olshey's a bad dude. Everyone knows he's an a-hole. I don't know the extent to which he's an a-hole. I mean, I've had plenty of bosses who were terrible people. I once had a boss. So I was working at Office Depot back when I was a teenager, and I got promoted up to like customer service manager or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I had this store manager, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but like everyone respected me because I like worked hard and treated people nicely and stuff like that. And I had a really good rapport with my employees. Like a lot of them would like do pretty much anything I asked of them, and it wasn't like a situation where I had to like be mean to them or whatever. And this dude calls me into his office and says, Eric, pick out an employee, take him into the office, and just ream him a new one. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what did they do wrong? He's like, it doesn't matter. Just pick someone and chew their ass out. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he's like, you will if you want this job. I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not gonna choose someone out for no reason. If you give me a reason why they need to be reprimanded or talked to about something, like I'm more than happy to do it. But like I'm not gonna just yell at someone. He's like, that's why you'll never succeed in this business, is because they have to fear you to respect you. They have to fear you to respect you, right? And I was just like, no, man, that's so stupid. Like fear isn't respect, that's fear. And so like there's plenty of people out there like Neil Olshey who intimidate and bully and use that kind of stuff to get to a point where they think people respect them because they lead with this iron fist or whatever. But like it's just like I don't understand why people are like that necessarily, especially okay, you have a job. Like, what does it matter what employees are doing, really, if you're Neil Olshey? Like, how often do you really even interact with these employees to the point where you're, like, having to get that mad at him? Especially, the stories today about like his first few months on the job, it's like it's the off season and there's like no reason I don't know what the reasoning behind getting mad at employees before your season has even started, or like what they could be doing wrong, like when you just got there and stuff like that. Like that makes no sense to me, other than he's just like that my old boss. Like I said, he just thought that people had to fear him to respect him, and I have no respect for people like that. So um I don't like that. I don't know if that necessarily means he should be fired or whatever, but the other part of this is I mentioned this on Friday night. There's his contract's guaranteed, so Jody doesn't want to fire him and have to pay him out for like 3 more years or however long it is, and have to do that. So if this does come up with something, I'm sure the team is hoping it's something that can lead to him being fired with cause, so they can get out of his contract, much like the John Gruden situation, so that they can move on from him and not have to pay him, so they can hire someone else. And I completely agree with you that it should probably just be someone from within for this season that kind of has a grasp on the situation already.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's really not much more else to say. I know there's some people on Twitter campaigning and trying to go after media members for not talking about this enough. And, I mean, Olshey's a jerk. We'll see what happens in terms of him being fired or not. And we'll go from there. Like, a lot of these stories, there's not even anything to say because it's not even something debatable. It's not like, oh, is what Terry Stott's running the right thing? Where you can have a whole debate about that. But when Olshey's sitting here, doing some of the things he's reported doing, okay, that's messed up. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, he should be fired. Like, that's literally the conversation. There's really not much else to say about it. So, we'll just wait and see. And hopefully, Olshey being gone calms down the drama, even though it won't, because there's, people out there, Blazer fans out there that, love their drama on Twitter. And, I'm past it. And that's part of the reason I want him gone, to be honest. If I'm just keeping it real, is just because I'm tired of I'm just tired of the negativity and the hatred of him. And I'm not even saying people shouldn't hate him after this. It's just like, if he's gone and they're happy, cool, awesome. We can just chill and enjoy some basketball. We got Stotts gone. We get Olshey gone. Everybody gets what they want. And then we get to see what this team looks like under Chauncey Billups for the rest of the season. And maybe we have a GM in place that goes and makes a splash that actually works out. That maybe Neil Olshey wouldn't. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we can just chill. And we can just be one fan base and not be constantly bickering between each other. Which I know some of you are on Twitter and don't even see this stuff. This is just, this is just how it is. And there will still be people that love their drama and will try and cause drama and try and sort of seek out drama. But overall, it's just get Olshey gone and we can just relax, hopefully, and chill and enjoy some basketball and just talk about basketball. Because that's all I want to do, especially this season. I just want to talk about basketball. Nothing else. That simple.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be nice, right? That's why I was so disappointed, because we should be sitting here talking about how the Blazers had 2 big wins over the weekend, and now look forward to this road trip, and maybe things are starting to look up. But yeah, now you have to worry about like what, because just because we get a new GM doesn't mean A, that anything would change, and B, it doesn't necessarily mean that if they do make changes, that it'll be better. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll get someone that makes a good move. Someone could come in and completely ruin this. So I'm not like afraid of change, but I'm afraid that not many people know basketball above Olshey right now. McGowan's more of a businessman type, and Jody Allen is obviously, she's become a fan of the team, but she's not like Paul Allen, who's super opinionated about it or whatever. Bert Hold is much like Paul Allen. He probably, I'm sure he's he knows some about basketball just for being involved with the team for so long, but like I don't know to what extent he could figure out who the best GM hire is. So it's tough for me to know how that situation is going to go. Hopefully they just hire some sort of search firm that's smarter than any of them when it comes to purely basketball and hire someone that way. But I'm kind of worried about like how that search would go without having someone at least in that room that understands basketball. And then we signed Billups to a 5-year deal. It's well, I guess 4 years with an option. And there's no chance he's going to get fired or they're not going to get out of his contract because he's done nothing new to warrant because they knew everything about the situation or as much as they wanted to know about the situation when they hired him. So they can't then turn around and fire him with cause for something that they already knew about. So there's no way they could get out of his contract. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be here for at least 4 years. And so, yeah, that probably means that he should have a lot of influence so he can find someone that he's going to mesh well with. But I just don't know how much they would involve him with that either. So it's just a really tough situation to know what to do right now, other than I'm pretty sure Olshey needs to go.
I am literally hashtag fire Olshey crew now. All right.
Yeah.
Somebody said, apparently I got called an Olshey stan. I don't know where. I don't know who. I'm a hashtag fire Olshey right now. I don't understand why people.
Well, okay. Here's the deal. I mean, I've been accused of being an Olshey stan as well, and I've never liked the guy personally. I've never like defended him because I like him or I'm trying to get access to something or I'm trying to like I don't know, like I don't know what the reason could be. But the only times I've ever like defended him are like roster moves and personnel moves and things like that. I think he's actually done a very good job since Paul Allen passed away, and I will defend that all day. And that doesn't mean I like him as a person or like to be a stan or an apologist. I feel like you have to like that person, and I don't necessarily like him as a person, but that up until now hasn't meant that I have to not like him as a GM just because he's not a good person. And I feel like he made a good coaching hire. I feel like he made some good personal moves. So like I don't know. It's just anything I get, like anything even slightly positive towards Neil Olshey the past year or so has just been treated with that kind of mentality. Like, oh, why don't you just go like say more nice things about him because that's all you do. And like and now that this is out, it's like, oh, no one's saying anything now about him. But yeah, it's dumb. And yeah, I still believe in this roster. I still think it's going to be proven that he was right last year about Terry's thoughts, and we'll see on that.
Yeah. For any mods, clip this and send it to anybody that says I'm an Olshey stan. Hashtag fire Neil Olshey. All right? Clip it and send it to anybody that says that, because like I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, let's stop talking about Olshey. I don't want to talk about him until he gets fired, which should be soon.
But
all right? Go ahead.
Did you happen to see that thing that Trevin reposted when I made a comment back in June when Phillips was hired, and I told people to screenshot it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want to hear what I said?
What'd you say?
I said Olshey won't survive this. I was talking about like the hiring of Billups and the when the search news came out, or lack thereof. He will either be fired this offseason or shortly into the regular season, mostly because of public outcry. The new GM will keep Billups. Heck, they might even promote someone like Asia Jones so they don't get blowback for keeping Billups. That's something that we haven't really talked about, but I think Asia Jones seems like the perfect person to kind of get some good PR.
Screw the
Not,
PR. She
I,
hasn't been in the
no,
organization for longer than
I
a few
know,
months.
I know, but when we're talking about, I mean, maybe she's not like the actual GM, but like she's promoted to GM just to, uh,
Yeah, but then if it gets out that they promoted her to GM but wouldn't let her be GM, then that'd be horrible PR.
right, yeah, I know. But I mean, the optics of, Olshey doesn't hire the woman. So now not only do we hire a woman into his place, but it's also a woman of color. I think that would be um, good PR. I don't know anything about her as a GM, so like I'm just saying that for PR reasons. But I really think that that's something that, after all the negative stuff for Olshey, that would be a way for them to, if they're thinking about it, kind of mend the fence with
I mean,
um,
but
like a
they
lot of the
don't.
public that's mad about it or whatever.
They don't need to mend the fence. They get rid of Olshey and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like that's where everybody's vitriol is aimed towards. Is
Right.
everybody can't stand Olshey, and a lot of people just
Well,
like go to bed thinking about him and wake up thinking about him.
that's
So he's gone, and like,
that's
they just
not
need
a
to make the right hire for GM purposes. I don't. The right hire wouldn't be her because she legitimately has only doesn't like she has only been with the organization for a few months. The right hire would be somebody that's been in this organization and maybe has more knowledge of the league simply because they've been working in the NBA longer than somebody who just started working in the NBA only a few months ago.
or maybe that's something that's a good thing if they don't have a lot of prior. Uh, I mean, like we said the same thing about Billups. I mean, I guess he was a player and stuff, but like if you were hired as GM, people could say the same thing, right? Oh, Tori's never been in the NBA. He doesn't know what he's doing or whatever. But like, I feel like you'd be pretty confident in your skills, right? So maybe
Just in
that's
terms
that's
of NBA knowledge. I mean, maybe she does, but like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I would rather have I'd rather have a Bill Branch become GM than me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if I was a fan of the team, I would rather have Bill Branch become GM, like just somebody that's been the assistant GM and been there, and I've heard is a good guy. And
But
somebody that has a finger on this roster because they've worked in this organization so long.
yeah, but there's also, I mean, it's kind of gone away a little bit, but there is a portion, a relatively small portion, but there was some people that are still not going to games or buying tickets or merchandise because of Billups being the coach. And it's funny that most people blame Olshey and not the person who they think committed the crime, but like, um, yeah. So I definitely think that there are some people that need to be, I don't know, have some sort of, uh, I don't know. I don't know what the right word is, but I think that would help a lot of people out, and it would kind of erase anything, in my opinion, negative towards Billups moving forward because I don't know. I just think that that would create so much good PR that. But like you said, I don't want to do just a move for PR. This is just me trying to get inside their head and thinking of what they could do.
Yeah, I
And
just think it's
and
not super logical.
but also Bill Branch, it would still be the assistant GM. He would still be there, like advising her and helping her through
Yeah,
it. But
I
yeah,
hear everything you're saying. I just don't think it's super logical. And that's the thing is everybody that's like on Billups for that, basically they think he did it. Like automatically they think he's guilty, right? And hiring a new GM, hiring a woman GM isn't going to change their train of thought on that. They'll just say, "Oh, should have hired Becky Hammond too." Should
yeah,
have like now we got to get rid of Chauncey. Like that's those people. You don't hire a GM to placate to those people or try and like give those people an olive branch when they're, you know, being like that. So
Well, what if she's
otherwise,
a really good candidate and that's why they
I
brought her
mean,
in? And
like,
she's
I'm
been
not.
learning under Neil for the last almost year, so
I
maybe.
mean, if she's the best candidate, then hire her. I'm just saying you hire the best candidate, and it's not logical to hire somebody for PR reasons to
Yeah.
run your entire basketball organization. If, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'll trust with whoever they hire, and I'll say they must have thought it was the best candidate, but,
Yeah.
like, I don't want a PR figurehead hire for GM. Especially with the contracts we have coming up, especially with the situation we're in with Dame, like, you just have to hire the best candidate, plain and simple. Whoever that is, whoever he or
But
she might be, you do it. Like, and you don't do it for PR reasons. That just doesn't make sense to me.
whether it's Branch or Asia Jones, both of them have been involved with that because we would have been planning on what we were going to do and all that stuff. So it could just be as simple as whoever one of those two is the interim GM just keeps executing the plan that was set in place long ago for these players.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's likely, Bill Branch or whoever becomes interim GM for the rest of the season, and maybe Asia Jones takes his role as, a top assistant GM. Like, I think that's most likely, and that probably makes the most sense. So,
yeah. So the second part of this, moving forward, is that the team will be better because Billups is a good coach, and most of the people speaking out right now will be back to full-on Blazer fandom, even though Billups is still the coach, and it really was Stotts that was the problem. The narrative will be, see, Olshey was the problem, even though it's his coach and players succeeding, and those very same people will then take credit for everything Olshey did because they forced him out. So, like, I can definitely see that, and I don't want that, like, negative part to come true, but I still want this team to do well, and I still hope that Billups is the right coach, and I still hope that everything comes to fruition that we have thought is possible for this team and this roster.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. If we're playing really well, that's all I care about. Screw it. They can have their narratives, and they could be happy and say, oh, it's because Olshey, and they can still talk about him and still get hung up on their, hatred of him, even though he'll be long gone, most likely, and, like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the guy either. Once he's fired, though, I'm not going to be thinking about him. I'm not going to be like, okay, cool, we got a new GM. I'm going to try and learn about the new GM. And I'm going to watch basketball, which is kind of an insane thing to say, Eric. I'm going to watch basketball and talk about basketball with this organization and this fan base that's kind of been pushed down on the totem pole, so...
Oh, Jody's still there, too. So.
Yeah, I mean, there will always be things, man, but I'm just going to watch basketball, and I'm going to talk about basketball, and I'm going to focus on what Chauncey is doing with this basketball team. I'm going to focus on what the players are doing. That simple. It's easy. Other people will be at a loss because their whole shtick is gone. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to watch some basketball too, I guess. So that's cool. That's great. Awesome. We can talk about basketball. And hopefully it won't be toxic. I don't know, man. Let's preview this game before we head off. What are your thoughts on this matchup tomorrow night, Eric? The Blazers, of course, got blown out in their one trip to LA to face the Clippers and then blew out the Clippers at home. So what are your thoughts going into this one?
Obviously, got to try to contain Paul George. He's been really good this year. And since their 1-4 start, I don't think they've lost since their loss to us, I think. Just got to find a way to play the way you played them the second time on the road this time. Bring that energy that you've brought at home. Try to take the punch to them at the beginning. Try to get out and run, play with some pace, because the games that we haven't, I felt like have been our worst games. And I think right now it's just more about us than the team we're playing, other than wanting to shut down certain players. But we need to do the things we need to do to win games, and the things we've been stressing and Chauncey's been stressing all off season. And as long as we do that, I feel good about playing any team in the NBA right now.
Yeah. It's legitimately simple, man. It's funny how simple things are. in regards to some things, and you just gotta come out like you care. You gotta play like you care. You gotta set the tone. You gotta play with as much intensity as they do. You know, it's all kind of cliche stuff, but it's real. So, I don't know. I mean, you guys kind of know the team. We've faced them twice in the first 10 games, and are facing them a third time tomorrow night. You know, try and contain Paul George. Try not to let their role players get hot. Don't let Luke Kennard hit a million threes again like he did in the first time we played him. That's the thing, is that you can contain those things by just playing good defense, by playing defense with energy. So it's literally just comes down to that. Play with energy on defense, rotate quickly, be smart, and then on offense, move the ball. Don't settle for bad shots. Try and get good shots. And if you get good shots, then you live with the results with the shooters that we have. That's as simple as it gets.
Yep, agreed.
So, anything else you want to say for this stream, Eric?
Just I want to get 2 of the 4 on the road. That's the goal. Obviously, I want all 4 of them, but I think as long as they can get 2 of the 4, I think we're sitting in really good shape coming home with a 7-7 record.
Yeah, I agree. This is the first night of a back-to-back, right?
Yeah,
the Clippers. Yeah, and then Wednesday we play the Suns, which means a play-by-play stream for you guys against Phoenix. So that'll be fun. We still have to do one of our own for channel members only. That'll be coming up probably in the next 2 weeks or so for the first month of the season for November. But we'll do a play-by-play stream with the Phoenix Suns. I'll hop on. And are you going to hop on with them too, Eric? Or
what night is it? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I might be able to hop on for a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll hop on with Gabe, and we'll see who else is there. If you guys aren't familiar with the Valley Podcast, they're good friends of ours. They cover the Phoenix Suns. We did a play-by-play stream with them when we blew them out, and that was a lot of fun for us. So hopefully it's the same result. They just hit 500 subs, so good for them. They're extremely entertaining, so I'll plug them in chat so that you guys can go subscribe and tune into the play-by-play stream that we're going to be doing over on their channel on Wednesday. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's a win. But also, considering how badly we blew them out, it would be full circle for them to get their payback on Wednesday. But we got to win Tuesday first against the Clippers. Hopefully, we win round 3.
We'll see if Ayton comes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big factor, and obviously he's missing action tonight. As far as the action tonight, New York is up 12. Everybody picked New York, so that'll just help our records collectively. The people that doubled down on New York, looking good. New York's up 39-27 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. There is no other games going on right now. Lots of late games tonight, so enjoy the NBA action. We'll see how picks against the spread look at the end of the day. We'll tweet out the records at the end of the day. We'll post them in the Discord chat, so make sure to follow the channel on Twitter at Blazers Uprise YT. Remember the YT. And then you can join our Discord as well. I'll plug that link in chat. Is that it, Eric? You ready to sign off here, man?
Yep, thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you all, and have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you after the game tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.